Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with selections for Sunday, the 13th of November. But first, a quick recap. Well, it was a winning day. If you just backed the horses, you definitely won on the day because one of the bets returned. Well, the horses, merely the horses returned a total of £57. Obviously, the bets were split pretty much 50-50 with the horse racing and the football. Well, there wasn't a penny back off the horse race. Excuse me. Excuse me, but I apologise for that. I've treated myself to a Chinese, so after the winnings. So yeah, three selections for Sunday. Let's get into it. So the first one, the only bet, is £1 each way Trixie and £1 each way treble. Comes to a tenner. I'm not going to bother with the singles because I think you have to have too much on to like cover for the day, in my opinion. So you're best off just with the doubles. Unfortunately, it might mean backing like an 8-1, 9-2, or 10-1 winner with nothing with it, and obviously you'd have no returns. But I'm just going to take that because I really like the look of these. So the first selection is the Mighty Don at 9-1, the 220 at Cheltenham, and it's only three places this race. This horse came second in this race last year. It also had a prep for last year at Chepstow where it ran poorly. Well, this year it's also had a prep at Chepstow where it ran a cracker. Well, it's down in the weights, and I think it's got. I think it came behind Yarla Enke last year. Well, I think that horse Yarla Enke is better than what it's up against this year. Also, it's more favourably handicapped, and I think it's got a cracking chance. And I think 9-1 first three, yeah, definitely worth a bet. The second selection is Gin Coco at 9-2 in the 255 at Cheltenham, paying six places instead of four. Unfortunately, I've gone for the favourite. I couldn't pick anything like a really tasty price. I've gone for the favourite. Jonathan Berg rode an absolute cracker. Well, didn't he could have rode a bad race and still won on the Queen's Gamble, which was a second leg of the double that I got up today. He also ran a race with, was it called Guanol? Something like that. Never jumped a twig, but also won. Well, Gin Coco, Harry Fry's stable seemed to be in okay form. He won the November handicap with a horse called Metier, and I just think he could be like stepping up a gear on normal years. Well, I've always liked Harry Fry. I had a really good bet on one of his horses last year. He won an absolute canter that hadn't ran in months, and it never looked like losing. Well, hopefully this is yeah. Hopefully this is the same kind of scenario. Well, its favourite could drift a bit. I think we'll know just about how good it is and how fancy it is with whether it does drift or not. If it shortens a bit, I think it could be like a very, very serious horse. It's ran well so far, but it will have to improve to win this race. But I do think it's got room for improvement. And finally, You Can Tango at 10-1 in the 330 at Cheltenham, paying four places instead of three. Personally, I think this horse could make its hurdle form. It could use it to the advantage. There are one or two horses that there's a Dan Skelton horse that's very highly rated on the flat. I think it had a not an official rating of 101. But I always like them to have previous over hurdles, especially in a half decent race. Well, the favourite has, but the favourite has only ran a Racing Post rating pretty much similar to this horse. Yep, don't get me wrong. There's probably more improvement to come from those other horses because this horse has won twice over hurdles already. However, You Can Tango, I do believe that every time a horse comes up to it, it goes away again. On its most recent outing, it went. Bearing in mind its weaker form, it won going away, and then it was described the previous races comfortably, and the previous race before that it was described as one going away. So it could also really want the Cheltenham Hill. You know, like when something comes up to it, it goes again. So very interesting horse. I like the look of all three of them. If I had to have a nap, based on form and its handicap mark, it'd have to be the Mighty Don. But it's hard to pick that over Gin Coco, where Gin Coco could potentially be very well handicapped, and You Can Tango could utilise its current existing form. So it's like, yeah, I like all three of them. That's why I've had £1 each way Trixie and £1 each way treble just to bump it up. So the very best of luck Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.